Hi, how can we fight what's happening or what is threatening to happen? Well, we can collapse its timelines by holding a higher frequency. We can work in the space between their actions and our reaction. And if you don't know what I'm speaking about, watch the two videos before this one. The battlefield isn't just physical or political, it's energetic too. It's at the level of collective consciousness. When we meet systems that operate through fear, division, and suppression of a human potential by creating an energy that is opposite to what they send out, well, we create an interference pattern, and that's powerful. Fear contracts, love expands. We will work in the liminal spaces. We will seep through the cracks. We will be like water, unstoppable. As I said, fear contracts, love expands. When enough people work from their expanded state rather than react from a state of contraction, that creates what systems theorists call a strange attractor. Yeah, a strange attractor. That's what we are. A new organizing principle that can shift entire systems. That's how we will win. Have you ever heard of the Maharishi effect? Well, according to some study, this Maharishi effect is what happens when at least 1% of the population practice transcendental meditation. In that case, this 1% of the population is like the tipping point when transcendental meditation has a positive effect and changes not just internal systems, so the state of the person who practices it, but it has also an effect at the societal level, at the level of actions of people. So according to this study, if 1% of the population practices, at least 1% of the population practices transcendental meditation, crime rates decrease. Which means when enough people consciously change their inner state, they can affect actions at the level of societies. This is huge. So how do we stay in high frequency? How do we keep that inner state when we get news and information and triggers that would put us into a fearful state? Well, there are a few practices that we can try together. One of these is the heart-centered breathing. We often talk about this. It's when you see what happens, pause, and focus on breathing through your heart. So you breathe in, feel the love expand, feel the oxygen fill you up, and breathe out, both in and out through your heart space. That will help your nervous system stay balanced. And you really need to practice this state. You need to practice not reacting, but taking a moment, breathing through the heart, and then looking at the situation in front of you. The more you practice, the more you will learn to respond instead of reacting. So you must do this consciously. It's an exercise, it's a practice. You must decide that no matter what happens around you, you consciously choose your vibrational response. This is the revolution. This is the spiritual resistance I was talking about. And then the witness practice. When thoughts and feelings arise, because they do, that's natural, you look at them, you acknowledge them, but you don't react and you don't judge. You see them, you let them pass through you, and you say goodbye, release them. Don't keep them in, because that would put you into a fearful state, which is exactly what these systems are trying to do with us. This is what we're trying to counteract, right? If enough of us learn how to respond to triggers, each of us will become a little transmitter of calm presence in our own sphere. We will carry that energy around in our families, in our workplace, among friends. Imagine the ripple effect that this will have. So we don't need to fight the systems in a traditional way, or not just through that way, because that is what they expect. We can just collapse its timelines by holding this high frequency. This is how we shape our reality. This is how we create change. This is spiritual resistance. Have a great day.